Created during the Cold War, with political drama riding high, featuring anthropomorphic characters, an all-star comedic cast, and a groovy soundtrack. Welcome to the Animation Cave, and this is Animalympics. Yes, sir. What up, YouTube? I'm Gil Rivera. Thank you for watching this video. Animalympics was an animated feature film I remember watching as a kid, but it took decades for me to find it again. We'll talk about that later. Let's get started. Animalympics is a 1980 animated film directed by Steven LISBERGER and produced by LISBERGER Studios for NBC. It was originally commissioned in 1978 as the network intended LISBERGER Studios to create it as 2 hour-long specials to be paired alongside coverage of both the 1980 Winter Olympics and the Summer Olympics, then held in Moscow. But after the Soviet Union invaded and gained control of Afghanistan, then US President Jimmy Carter decided to boycott the Moscow Summer Olympics. Because of this, NBC canceled its Olympic coverage and the Animalympics special. However, from its conception, producer Donald Kirshner and director Steven LISBERGER envisioned the project as a feature-length theatrical release. So despite the 1980 NBC premiere being canceled midway, LISBERGER Studios prepared a theatrical version for overseas markets by editing together the Summer and Winter Olympic Games sections alongside other additions and changes to increase its runtime for movie theaters. Unfortunately, Animalympics never found theatrical distribution in the US. The film did have a limited and somewhat unsuccessful European release. Warner Brothers did acquire US home video and television distribution rights to it shortly after the NBC cancellation. It eventually got a full US television premiere on NBC on the 4th of July in 1982. Animalympics also aired in its theatrical form on HBO and Showtime nationwide in the summer of 1984, as well as intermittently during the early to mid-90s on the Disney Channel. The film features the voices of Billy Crystal, Gilda Radner, Harry Shearer, and Michael Fremer. All actors voiced multiple characters in the film. The film follows anthropomorphic characters and athletes in a series of vignettes presented as the broadcast of the first Animal Olympic Games through the Zoo television network. The event is covered mostly by news broadcaster Barbara Wobblers and anchor turtle Henry Hummel. Unlike the real Olympics, continents are represented instead of countries. The continents featured are North America, South America, Eurasia, Europe, Africa, Australia, and Asia. Eurasia representing the USSR. Many of the segments stand alone, but there are some recurring events and important characters. One story features an alligator named Bolt Jenkins. He was born as a handbag and told he would never walk again. The song during his story reveals that he lives in the sewers. After seeing a frog named Boris Amphibianski break the world record for the high jump, Jenkins has an epiphany and becomes determined to break the record. Jenkins trains like Rocky Balboa, but dances and talks like John Travolta. He competes in multiple events. Other stories feature Tatiana Tushenko, a ferret gymnast and her amazing floor exercise, and fencing great Count Maurice Bordeaux, a giant boar who dominates his way to the gold. But right before he receives the gold medal, the Contessa, a falcon and apparent old rival, shows up and challenges him, and it's great. The largest story is the coverage of the marathon, where competitors Renee Fromage and Kit MAMBO are the favorites to win. Both are determined to win, Fromage having devoted his entire life to the marathon, and MAMBO determined to make a name for herself. They find themselves surprised when their minds wander to thoughts of mutual admiration and then to love, culminating in an unexpected romance. I'm sure furries all around the world who haven't heard of this film are frantically searching where they can stream it. Another important story is that of Kurt Wolfner, a Dachshund skier, and his disappearance to Doggerlaw during a mountain climbing expedition. The film also shows the actual film crew with broadcast hosts, camera operators, editors, and producers. Everything adds to the uniqueness of this film. Unfortunately, most of the announced merchandising for Animalympics never materialized, and LISBERGER Studios was forced into bankruptcy. But LISBERGER went on to co-write and direct Disney's Tron in 1982. Good for him and good for us. Tron is an amazing movie. Among those who worked on Animalympics were Roger Allers, Bill KROYER, and Brad Bird, who all went on to great success in animation and films. The film was released on VHS by Warner Brothers Family Home Entertainment and the UAV Corporation. In 2018, Henchtooth Video put out the first ever DVD release. And finally in 2019, Winkler Film put out a remastered DVD alongside the first ever Blu-ray release worldwide. On a personal note, Animalympics was a film I remember first watching on HBO, and it had a lasting impression on me. But unfortunately, I never saw it again. Whenever I would describe it, a film about animals in the Olympics, my friends always thought I was talking about Laugh Olympics, which is another great show that I'll cover in a later episode. But Animalympics is a time capsule of the late 70s and early 80s. It had traditional animation with experimental elements thrown in. I especially love all the old school sports graphics, and there is a disco scene where they are all partying it up. The result is a feel-good movie about sports competition, hard work, and at the end, love. And because of this, I will always recommend Animalympics to anyone who loves cartoons and animated features. This was our retrospective of Animalympics. What did you think? Please let us know in the comments below. And if you like today's content and want to see more videos about cartoons, anime, and comic book art, please hit the subscribe button down below. Also, hit that thumbs up button as well. It's a small click for you, but it really helps us out. So the next video is going to be a behind the scenes art video showing you the production of my self-published independent comic book, Nite Stalker. So I hope you'll join us, and thank you for watching. If you like the content and want to help spread the word, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out our Teespring stores. There are links in the description where you can find merchandise that you might like.